guys? Dango Torres here. I haven't done a video in here in a while. Sorry about the hat. I'm going through a bit of a transitional hair phase. Um, yeah, today I wanted to talk about a couple things. As a musician, in this past year or so, I've been doing music professionally. As professionally meaning I make money off of it, no matter how much or how little. I've learned a few things. I've learned what works. I've learned what doesn't work. This video goes out to all of the musicians that are just starting out or that want to start out. Before you start working as a musician, these are some things you should know. Some of them are valuable, more valuable than others, but I think these are all very valuable things you should know. This is just from my experience, okay? The first thing I learned being a musician is if anyone understands you, you're one of the luckiest people on the planet, because as a musician, I don't think I've had many people who've actually understood what my goal is, and it's a bit hard, because you don't want to come off as selfish, and you don't want to discard other people, but at the same time, you're trying to make a living, you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, and it's hard, it's hard, especially starting out. Another thing, social media has been the greatest and the worst thing to happen to the music industry. All right, the music industry will never be the same, and that could be a good thing or a bad thing. It could be both. Reason why I say that is social media is the biggest marketing tool. This video is a marketing tool, whether you know it or not, whether you want to accept that or not. You are subscribing to my product by subscribing to my channel, and you are giving me credibility. That also makes it the easiest to market your music. The easiest way to do that is through social media. You can be a bedroom guitarist like I was for the longest time, and you can just post short, clips and videos of you, and you can make thousands of dollars just off of doing that. But when you want to take it to the next level, which is playing live, and no matter how big or small those venues may be, it gets a little bit weird because you have to consider multiple factors. Not only the audience, not only the, how difficult it may be to book these gigs, how big they are, how many people can come, selling tickets. It's a bunch of other things. And I'm not saying that to disencourage you, but just keep in mind that that is the next level. Now back to social media. Social media is also, like I said, the easiest way to market your music. And that has allowed, I would say thousands, I'm thinking more of millions of people to try and start a music career, like out of nowhere. They don't have to have talent, they just have to post something that's catchy, and they get millions of views. And I think for those artists that are really trying out there, that are getting little to no recognition because of people like that, that makes social media one of the worst things to happen to the music industry, because you have musicians that are working hard, they're constantly trying to get better. They're constantly working on songs, they're working on albums, they're spending money here and here to improve their craft, they're spending money here and here to, get studio time and all this other stuff that, actual musicians do. And then you have people who just mumble into a microphone, put 10 pounds of auto-tune on it, and call it a song. No disrespect to the rap community, okay? There are some cool people in the rap community. I'm more of a classic rap fan, but I'd say, modernly, I think Post Malone, Eminem, T-Pain, just to name a few, are some really good, modern rap artists in today's music scene. So, good credits to them. I don't want to disrespect any communities. I'm just saying, I think the music industry is being destroyed right now by social media and streaming. Digital streaming is the next thing I want to talk about. That goes hand in hand, just about, because when you're marketing your music on social media, 9 times out of 10 you're going to be marketing a digital release or something that people can stream easily on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, you name it. This goes out to Spotify, as a matter of fact. This is where I am going to go into disrespect mode, all right? Daniel Ek is a piece of shit, all right? He does not have any respect for musicians. He's never written a song in his life. I can guarantee you that. He's never been in a band. He's never worked on a song on himself. He just created a platform with the goal of, providing artists, with a living through music, is what he said. And now Spotify's new royalty agreements, if your song is under 1,000 streams, you get nothing. You get nothing. You are not monetized on Spotify. And not even that, before that, it was just so hard to make, it's so hard to, make a penny off of streaming. I mean, I literally made $22.43 for the entire, year and a half. I've gotten 30,000 plus streams on, Spotify, and I made about maybe $6 from Spotify. Half that money, more than half that money, was for people buying it on iTunes. I shit you not. More than half that was from people buying it on iTunes and actually downloading my music. It doesn't help his case when he said that the cost of making content is practically zero, the value of making content, which is a complete utter lie. But by him giving these artists literally nothing, he's just forcing his whole ideology about music on other people. Somebody who's not a musician, who's never worked in the studio, who's never produced a record, who's never written a song, who's never written a record, who's never published a record, but somehow makes a music distribution company, or a music streaming company, sorry about that, streaming service that you pay for on a monthly or annual basis. I just think that is one of the most shittiest things I've ever heard. I think Daniel Ek needs to resign and let a musician take over Spotify. I'm going to be completely honest with you, because there is no way in hell that anyone can tell me that he's treating that platform right, that he's treating the artist right. He's not. I mean, you could say that they're adding all these, Spotify's adding all these new promotional things in Spotify for Artists app. Yeah, who gives a shit? I'm not eligible for any of them, so how am I going to promote my music, huh? And when you're going on social media and you're making these Instagram ads and these Facebook ads, you're targeting whoever the fuck it is that's going to see your shit. And guess what? People are scrolling through reels in the matter of 30, 40 reels in the matter of 10 seconds. Like, no one's going to see it. Again, going back to my point, the music industry is being blessed and cursed with social media. As my guitar goes increasingly out of tune. Yeah, back to my point. I just think Daniel Ek needs to resign. All those people who have the streaming apps, if they're not musically inclined, I don't think they should be running a company that is strictly based on streaming music. Even podcasts. Just the whole streaming business in general is a whole piece of shit to all the artists. I mean, even the people who are buying the services are getting more and more expensive, and they're milking more and more money out of, every single person who consumes their service, whether it be artists or, customers, and they're making a shit ton of money off of it. I don't think that's right. That's contributing to the downfall of our society as far as music goes. Downfall of the music industry, more importantly. Another thing that has sort of messed with me a little bit as a musician, and I don't want to discourage anyone again. That's not my goal in this video, but attention spans of people. And this is largely due, and I will say this right now, if you disagree with me, put in the comments below. I think people's attention spans are shortened because of the pandemic, and honestly, why the hell am I saying that? It's a fact. People's attention spans were shortened by the pandemic, shortened by the kind of music they put on the radio. Now, it's been for decades that a lot of radio stations like the BBC or, certain big radio stations or, companies are like, your song has to be 3 minutes or under. Yeah, it was just the BBC back in the 70s when Queen was trying to put Bohemian Rhapsody on the record, right? But nowadays, every single station, every single music streaming platform boosts those songs that are under 3 minutes, and they have to be, they have to fit certain criteria. Are they catchy? Are they this or that? I understand that, and I understand it's what's writing good music, but it's to an extent. Good music is not the same 4 chords over and over again, auto-tune, 808 beats, and some 808 bass. Music is supposed to be your own. It's not supposed to be copy and paste what the last guy did 1,000 times over, right? It's supposed to be an art form, not a copy and paste money machine. Music is not what it should be right now. That's what I'll say. Music is not what it should be right now. And I think that is contributing to the downfall of our music industry globally. That's just me. I don't think we're going to go anywhere very nicely if the music industry keeps going in the direction it's headed. And like I said, the music industry is not killing itself. The music industry is not those big ass CEOs that are, distributing shit, or those big, record label executives that are, hiring artists and signing artists. No, it's the artists themselves that are the music industry, and those are the ones that are being sabotaged and that are being ruined by these big, rich executives. Furthermore, I would say if you want to make money off of your music, playing live shows is the best thing for you. Selling your music on CDs, selling merchandise, like mine right here. Go to bonfire.com/Dango Torres shop. You could have one of these for yourself today. Selling your music, selling, CDs, vinyls, cassettes, whatever you have to sell, because those things are coming back in style, believe it or not. Vinyls, cassettes, and CDs, they're all coming back in style. People are buying record players now and buying CD players and cassette players. And I think that's a great thing, because that's what I grew up on. And although I'm, Gen Z, I mean, I grew up listening to my grandfather's rock and roll records, his CDs and his vinyls. And that's how I learned to play guitar as well, hearing that or stuff on the radio. And buying CDs, buying merchandise, and playing shows are the best way to make money off your music, no matter how big or how small. Let me tell you right now, it's like a fortune, compared to what you make in streaming in a year. If you played a show every day for at least 46 weeks out of the 52 weeks of the year, you are going to make, listen, don't quote me on the math, but I think you're going to make well over 1,000 times what you'd make with streaming. So if you consider all the money added up, if you just put it in a pile or in a savings account, yeah, you're going to make a lot more than on streaming. I'd say you could make anywhere from 5 figures a year to, even sometimes 6 figures, depending on how big the venues are. And that's just the beauty of, live music will never die. And despite all the changes that the music industry is going through digitally, and the internet is constantly evolving, constantly changing, I think live music is going to be here for as long as music is here. As long as we are here on Earth, there will be live music. That's the beauty of it. So if you're a musician starting out, if you're in a band, or if you're, a solo artist, start playing shows. If you have songs, if you have music, don't put it out digitally just yet. Start playing shows, get a following, make some money, and when you have enough money to actually support yourself as a musician, support just at least your project, then you can maybe, start dishing it out to platforms, but definitely start playing shows, start selling CDs, and start selling merchandise before anything. Bonfire.com, they're not sponsoring this video. Like I said, this is where I make my merch, and I make it completely free. Although I don't earn 100% of the royalties, I still earn more than I would make in like 6 months streaming. All right? It's overall like one of the best ways to support me is buying my merch. And I also want to take the time to say I am working currently on building a website to sell my music. I think what's going to happen in the near future is I'll have my music on streaming platforms, because I know I have fans from across the globe. Not many, but there are people in different countries. I have a few people over in the United Kingdom, a few people in Europe scattered across, and I got my people here in the United States as well. I'm going to start selling my music digitally, for like an MP3 download or something like that. And I think that's going to be the best way to support me at that point. But when I get there, it will be the best way to support me. I'm still working on it, buying my music. I mean, I might as well just stop streaming it to services and just, start selling it. And another thing is maybe I'll start selling, hard copies on CD and stuff like that. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. I'm just really trying to figure things out. I haven't made a video on here in a long time, and I definitely haven't voiced my concerns over the music industry all that much on this channel. Maybe there's one other video about AI, but that just contributes to the downfall of the music industry. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a blessing that I get to do this and do my passion, what I love to do, but it's also a pain in the ass. Nothing good comes easy is what they say. But we can also carve our own path and solve our own problems as musicians, as independent artists, as small artists, as big artists even. I've heard bigger people speak out about this issue as well, and I think as a community together as artists, we could stand against those big executives, those big rich CEOs, and we can make a change in the music industry for good. I really hope the music industry, takes a turn for the better, because if it doesn't, then that'd be a shame. Then I have to go get a real job, like a doctor or a lawyer. I don't know what I have to get, but I have to get something that pays the bills. If you're an artist, small artists, I think good things are happening for the music industry. If we all, like I said, if we all make a stand, take a stand on this big CEO shit, then we will be fine as a a collective body of musicians. If you are one of those people who is considering doing music professionally and you're on the fence about it, if you just want to do it as a hobby, that's great. But if you want to step in professionally, I just want to let you know it's go big or go home. You can't half-ass this job. That's basically all there is to it. Take care, y'all. Have a good one, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more stuff like this, let me know in the comments. If you have any disagreements about anything I said in this video, leave it in the comments. My name is Dango Torres, signing out.